What a weird angle we have going. Hello everyone! Welcome to my chaos! Today I'm going to be filming my Spotify Wrapped video for the year and generally just going over 2022, the mess that it was, and let's get started. My cat is in the room with us today, so if you hear scratching, that is her. We needed some quiet time because things are a little bit chaotic downstairs. 2022, what a year to be alive. I feel like, personally, 2020 was an awful year. 2022 was kind of the reprise, and 2021 was kind of like still continuing 2020, but also kind of a breath of fresh air. And then 2022 was just constantly downhill. Madness. Absolutely madness. So, Spotify Wrapped. This was fun this year. Okay. My top artist was, guess what? Taylor Swift. Like last year. Actually, my top artists this year in the exact same order as they were last year. I probably should find some new music to listen to. Top artist, Taylor Swift. I listened to Taylor Swift for 9,598 minutes. That's a lot of minutes. Number 2 is Maisie Peters. Number 3 was Dodie. 4, Imagine Dragons. And 5, Sarah Bareilles. I listened to 458 music artists, 1,393 songs, and my total during the Wrapped year was 40,559 minutes listened on Spotify. That's not even counting YouTube. I listen to a lot of music. I listened to 24 genres. My top genres were pop, show tunes, indie pop, indie acoustica, and soundtrack. Something fun that they did this year was your morning, your afternoon, and your evening moods, which I found that very interesting. I liked the soundtrack that they did last year, but this was cool. So for morning, my mood was vulnerable, acceptance, and heartache. Afternoon was Victorian, royalcore, and relaxing, which honestly feels like a very, very good description of my aesthetic. And then evening was hopeless romantic, comforting, and yearning. My personality was the nomad, sonic explorer who listens far and wide, but once you find a song or artist you love, they're with you always. Exploration, newness, and loyalty and uniqueness, which again is like perfectly summarizes me, so that's fun. Let's go through the top 22 for this year. Number 1 was Peace by Taylor Swift. I listened to this song 131 times, which is honestly a little bit lower than I was expecting. Peace is currently my favorite Taylor Swift song. It's been like this for 2 years now, so it may be my favorite Taylor Swift song. I will keep you updated on that. Number 2 was Long Story Short by Taylor Swift, which is another in my top 5 Taylor Swift songs. This was my first year having 3 Taylor Swift songs in my top 3. Normally I just have one in the top 5 and then that's it. But the top 3 were Taylor Swift songs. Number 3 was Run by Taylor Swift and Ed Sheeran, which again is like in my top 15 of all-time Taylor Swift songs. Number 4 was Chasing the Sun by Sarah Bareilles, which has been in my Wrapped for I think the past 4 years. 5 was Hideaway by Grace VanderWaal. 6 was Broken Ones by Anna Clendening, which is another repeated one that I've seen over the past 3 years. Call It What You Want was number 7 by Taylor Swift. Walking the Wire was number 8 by Imagine Dragons. Number 9 was Visions by John Bryant. Number 10 was Rabbit Hole by Mindy Gledhill. And those past 2, Visions and Rabbit Hole, are 2 that I've done or I am doing dances to, so that's partially why they're on here. Number 11, It's Nice to Have a Friend by Taylor Swift. 12, Talking to Myself by Gatlin, which is another repeated one. Wonderland by Churches was number 13. Number 14 was Zero by Imagine Dragons. 15 was Renegade by Taylor Swift. Would You Be So Kind by Dodie was number 16. 17, Scribbles by Madeline Page. 18, Astronauts by Rachel Platten. 19, Daylight by Taylor Swift. Number 20 was Places We Were Made by Maisie Peters. 21 is If I'm Being Honest by Dodie. And number 22 was Stay Alive by Jose Gonzalez. So yay! And being the nerd that I am, I counted how many in the 101 of my top songs on Spotify were Taylor Swift songs, and it was in fact 22 songs, which is very fitting. And then I counted on YouTube for my top 100 and it was like 48, so I listened to a lot of Taylor Swift, y'all. Anyway, that's my Spotify Wrapped. I will leave the link to the full playlist in the description if you are curious or you want to look for some new music. It will be there for you. Let's move on to my goals, I guess. I don't know how many of them I actually wrote down in here. A lot of them were written on my phone, so I will have to switch over to a different device in a second. So 2022 started rather abruptly, and when I say my bullet journal didn't get set up, it's worse than it was last year. Welcome to 2022. There's the calendar. And here's my mood tracker. I literally gave up halfway through October and just never finished it, which is fine. My phrase for the year is you don't have to know to try. My goal was to travel 3 times, and I did do that. I didn't mark all of those trips off, so I should do that right now. I went to Georgia in February. I went and stayed at Belhaven in September and in December, so that's 3 trips. Release Finding Where We Are, I did that successfully. Thank you if you have watched it. If you have not, the link is always forever in the description. I'm so proud. I'm still honestly shocked that I got it done and it's released out in the world. It's crazy. If you don't know what Finding Where We Are is, it is a 30-minute program of content that I've created. So it's like 5 poems, 3 songs, 3 dances. It's crazy. It was a huge undertaking, and when I finished it, I was kind of like, okay, I'm never doing this again, and I am working on planning the next one. So never say never, people. See a musical live did not happen. There were a few different opportunities where I thought it was going to, and it just did not happen. So perform. I did get to do this one time. I taught ballet and drama this autumn, and I got to perform with my students for their end of year showcase, which was a lot of fun. Super proud of them. Driver's license. I feel like I need to make a whole video about the saga that the process of me getting my driver's license has been. I don't have it yet. I haven't driven at all this year. It continues to get crazier. Passport? No. I filled out the paperwork. I have the pictures taken. I just haven't gone through with the process yet. Publish a poem. I submitted, I think, 10 different poems to be published and continued to get rejected. So that will be moving on to the next year, and hopefully I will have more luck then. It's kind of, as a creator, it's constantly a process of reminding yourself that being able to be published or accepted or whatever doesn't signify your worth. It's just a bonus if you're able to, because there are still people who enjoy my poems even if a blog or a paper doesn't want to publish them. Like, that's their own issue. April, I did get done. I got, I think, all 30 days of April done. I could tell you in just a second. 29 out of 30. So that's extraordinary. Vita, I did all 31 days in August, I am pretty sure. Vlogmas has kind of fallen apart. I have three or two more videos I need to get done, but this video and then tomorrow and the next day we'll have Vlogmas done too. So yay! Yay! Also finished college! I did that! Yay, I'm done! I am so done. Done. I'm very proud of myself for that. My words for the year. January was delight. February was reflect. March was define. April was ascend and decide. May was anticipate. June was navigate. July was embrace. August was endeavor. September was discover. October was pursue. And I think my last two are in my other bullet journal, which is still downstairs. So I will have to put those on the screen here so you can see them. Yeah. 2022 had a lot of hardships for my family. And I'm not going to go into them because a lot of them you already know and some of them you don't need to know. But this year was very much a test of survival. And honestly, I am one of those people who is all about growth. All about being able to see my growth and tracking growth and the way things change and stuff. And there reached a point in about August when I looked back over the year and I was like, I can't say that I'm a better person or that I've developed since then. And that thought kind of scared me. There were some great accomplishments in 2022. Finding where we are. Some other things. I obviously can't think of them. We got a new cat, which is awesome. Not the cat who's about to jump in my lap, but my brother's cat. You don't want to come out? Okay. But it will be remembered as a hard year. And I wish it wasn't that way, but it is. So I am very hopeful for 2023. I feel like 2022 kind of has placed the bar on the ground, and 2023, all it has to do is step over it and it will be fine. So unless it decides to dig under the ground, hopefully things will be getting better from here. There are a lot of exciting things coming up in 2023, which I do want to talk to you about. So one, graduating from university, I will be walking in my university's graduation ceremony at the end of April. I am planning my senior showcase project because Finding Where We Are was my junior showcase. So I'm working on developing one for my senior year as sort of a what would I tell myself before college started, which is a really cool concept, and it's been such a challenge to dig through those thoughts and to find something. But I do believe that there is something. So for Acting Out Studio, my premiere showcase agent intensive is going to be in July. So I will be traveling to Atlanta a couple times this spring and then in July for that, and hopefully, fingers crossed, booking an agent for that, and we will see what happens after that. I plan on teaching again this spring, which is exciting, and just kind of being open to whatever the year holds for me. I feel like it could be a year of many great blessings and adventures, so I'm hoping that that's the case. Thank you all for being here, for making it through 2022. I know some days were hard and some days were amazing and everything in between, but you made it. It's time to let it rest. Thank you for being you. Continue growing, continue creating, continue asking questions and being curious, and allowing yourself to wonder and to see the world as a child would, with bright eyes and open curiosity. Things are going to be okay. So thank you, 2022, and welcome 2023. I'll see you on the other side.